trickle-down stupidity number 7. The detective Barney Fife talked about how my sketch was significantly different than what the county assessor record had. Now, if my client requires me to do a measurement and doesn't let me rely on county data or tax data or any other data, the only thing my client would consider more reliable than my measurement would be if I had recent architect drawings. Why is he pointing out something that my client considers less credible? He said, the appraiser's measurement is not in agreement with a less credible measurement. You know, that seems crazy. Now, how can he say that I did something wrong based on data that my client considers as less credible? Now, granted, because of the walkout basement that this property had, after I did one of my measurements, I didn't get the last measurement. It's kind of one of those things where you're like, okay, this side it's 65 feet. Over here we have a measurement of 20 feet. We have another measurement coming this way of 30 feet. So that means the last one has to be 15 feet. So I didn't do that last measurement. It was closed, and it wasn't because I was being lazy. It was because there was all sorts of personal property in the way, and the way that the slope of the property was precluded me from getting a decent measurement there. I go, however, one thing that happens to appraisers frequently, and you can talk to any appraiser about this, is you get those homeowners who just absolutely love their home and they want to tell you how amazing it is, and they just disturb you the whole time. They follow you around. They think they're helping you out. Here, let me hold the tape measure for you here, and let me tell you how things are going on, And you know what? I love the company. I love talking to them, and unfortunately, a lot of times this distracts me. And what happened with this one was I made a measurement, 31 feet, and accidentally recorded it as 21 feet. And I'm just assuming that's what happened, because that's the biggest error that I have that's not in harmony with what the guy said that I should have used, the less credible measurement. Okay? So when the homeowner originally hit me up, it was a blatant violation of Dodd-Frank laws. They said, you need to change this. They basically said, you need to change this based on my demands. And if you don't do it by this certain time, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to do all these horrible things to you. Now, what does my client tell me that I need to do when that happens? They say, you need to stop everything. And you need to contact us immediately and get direction on how to proceed. And that's what I did. I stopped immediately. I called up my client. I left a message. I sent an email. I said, hey, look, I'm getting threatening emails, threatening text message. They're saying I need to change this based on their demand. And you know what my client did? They left me hanging. And I called them the next Monday. They left me hanging. And the time passed, and the person was so mad that I never called them back. The person's not my client. They're my client's client. I can't talk to them. They are the biased third party. According to Dodd-Frank laws, I can't talk to them. And if you look at the emails that I sent to my client, I said, I'm very confident about everything that I did, but not my measurement. And I go, can you please give me the chance to go back to the house and check my work? And the client even did an email that they sent out, and it says, I can read this, I think. It says, hello, I'm emailing you to inform you that the appraiser for this order has reached out to us again regarding the appraisal to be completed for this property. The appraiser is seeking the opportunity to address any items that were deemed flawed within his appraisal. Guess what? They said, you have all sorts of problems with your appraisal. And I said, well, gee, please let me explain it. Please let me come out. Please let me do my work. But guess what? My client never got back to me. The client left me hanging for several days, and the person was so mad at me that they turned me in before I even had a chance to correct my work. And then she says, in addition to providing any responses or further explanation regarding the methods and approaches taken, the appraiser has also indicated a willingness to revisit the property for a remeasurement if necessary and given the opportunity. We're passing this information along to you so that you understand and are aware of the appraiser's offer and his request to revisit any concerns. And I turned this in my work file. I had it documented. I gave it to the reviewer. And I basically said to the reviewer, yes, there is a chance that I got one of the walls wrong by 10 feet, which affected the measurement of the home by 160 square feet. It made it so I was saying that the home was 4,200 square feet above grade instead of almost 4,400 square feet above grade. It would have had an impact on the value. However, I'm human. I make mistakes. Detective Barney Fife should know that humans make mistakes very well. And especially this is the case when they're following you around, telling you how wonderful their house is, and they're distracting you the whole time. You're going to make a mistake. And I will admit that that is the one place where I had a probable mistake. However, that's just a simple human error. And from day one, I wanted to go back and correct that error. Now, you know what Detective Barney Fife said to me? He said, what you should have done is called the homeowner immediately and explained everything. Now, the crazy thing is that's what my client told me exactly not to do. That is what I believed was a violation of Dodd-Frank laws. I can't discuss values with my clients, and I pointed that out to him. He goes, oh, you're not talking values, you're doing this, this, and this. And I'm like, well, my client told me, stop, immediately, contact them. I did exactly what my client said. It's like, I will admit, I probably made a human error, but I was willing to correct it. There's documented proof I was willing to correct it. I go, but they wouldn't let me come out. I was just left hanging to dry. And so using data that's not considered more reliable than my data, using data that I can't rely on, this Detective Barney Fife determined that I need corrective measures based on me making a simple human mistake. And this is, I've talked about many of the other errors. This is just one of the many.